I want to read all the books. Oh my god, this one sounds so good. Fake come book shopping for me sounds incredible. Yes, please. Why are books so magical? That is the question. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another video. Let me know instantly down in the comments if you're liking this angle, because I finally have my desk tripod, which means it is at the perfect height for me to sit down on my desk chair and film videos. So it's like the in-between of sitting on the floor and standing up fully. I'm like low-key obsessed with this angle, so let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. But today we are back with a kind of like current books on my wish list. What is Rachel currently interested in reading but cannot afford? So we're kind of going to go on a fake book shopping haul, just because I would love to buy some books but I don't have the funds right now to buy books. So I thought I'd take you guys along on what's currently on my Amazon wish list. And also we're going to browse a little bit of Waterstones. We're basically going to do a fake come book shopping for me video, because I want to have the kind of like, I want to buy books but I just don't have the money to buy books. So here is my Amazon wish list. First book on there is Sorry Bro by Talene Foscuni, which is a bisexual romance about kind of shared cultures, and it sounds absolutely incredible and so cute. So it's definitely a book I want to get around to soon. And that cover is the reason why it's on my wish list, is because the cover is absolutely stunning. I'll pop it up on screen, but oh my god, that cover, chef's kiss, so pretty. And it's set in San Francisco and it just sounds like a book that's going to be right up my alley. And I definitely want to try and get more into female romances, kind of sapphic romances this year, so that is probably definitely a place I want to start. The next book on my Amazon wishlist currently is A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy. I don't tend to read romances at all by male authors, and I believe this author is male. And I kind of just want to read it because it's set kind of like around the country setting, and if you didn't know, I'm a massive country music fan. Oh, Dumpling meets Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda in this heartfelt and funny contemporary romance inspired by Dollywood, which is a theme park in America if you didn't know, about two boys who fall in love against the backdrop of a country music themed amusement park. Yes, I'm all here for it. And from the debut author, debut author, Brian D. Kennedy, perfect for fans of Phil Statmer and David Leviathan. I have read Phil Statmer, I believe. It rings a bell, and I've read David Leviathan as well. So yes, Luke Barnes hates country music, whereas Emmett Maguire wants to be a country music's biggest gay superstar. Oh my god, sounds incredible. Yes, please add it to my basket. The next one I have on my wish list is The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. This is one of her newest releases. I've only read one Sophie Kinsella before, and that was The Party Crasher, and I read it last year, and it made my top books of the year. I think it made the honourable mentions, but recently Beth over at Books Nest recently read this book and absolutely loved it. So I'm really intrigued by it, but it's currently only in hardback, and I don't love reading / collecting hardback. So it's kind of on my wish list as a Rachel, do not forget this book exists. Buy it when it's out in paperback. So this one basically kind of centres around a main character who's really struggling with burnout at work, and then I think she takes a break from being in the office and starts to just kind of like explore her other hobbies. And it's kind of really good, I believe, from Beth's kind of words, really good for people who are really creative and struggle with kind of like active burnout, and that is definitely me. So I'm really intrigued to read it. I love Sophie Kinsella's writing because I love The Party Crasher, so I have high hopes for this one. The next one on my list has a little bit of a backstory of, I found the hardcover of this when we were browsing Topping and Company's in Bath, and me and Mark went in 2021, and ever since I've wanted to read it, but it was in hardback first, and like I've just said, I don't like reading / kind of acquiring hardbacks if I don't have to, or unless the covers are really pretty, like the Divine Rivals series. So I've always been putting it off, but I think this now is in paperback and it sounds really interesting. I think it's kind of like a thriller, so we're going to reread the synopsis just to kind of like refresh my memory, but once again the cover is absolutely stunning. The synopsis basically says, one ordinary morning, Laurie's husband disappears, leaving behind his phone and wallet. For weeks she tells no one, carrying on her cleaning job at the university, visiting her tricky dementia-suffering father and holding up her high-rise flat with a bottle to hand. When she finally reports him as missing, the police are suspicious. What took her so long? Laurie can't fully explain her behaviour even to herself, or the strange presence she senses in her flat. Only when she looks back on the ensuing wreckage does she begin to understand and see how she might repair the damage. So I think this is going to be like an unreliable narrator, which sounds really interesting, to kind of like thriller-esque. Sounds really good. Wanting to read this for years now, literally, and it's now on paperback and only £6.40 on Amazon. Just going through my wish list and making me really want to buy a book. I just can't. And a book that's been kind of like really big on BookTube at the minute is The Death of a Bookseller by Alice Slater. And funny story, last summer when I went book shopping in London for my birthday. I'll link that video up above and down below. I did a whole kind of like bookish bingo card, went around bookstores and kind of picked a book per bingo spot, and it was so much fun. And one of the spots was Mark picks a book. If you didn't know, Mark is my fiance, and every so often I let him have a little bit of control over the books that I read. So I made him pick a book for my book birthday bingo card, and he had a few that he wanted to pick between. One being Love and Other Scams by PJ Ellis, which I ended up reading as an audiobook, but he didn't pick it out for me. And then he also kind of wanted to pick Death of a Bookseller before it started getting hyped on the book community, Bookstagram, BookTok, BookTube. He wanted to pick that up, but it was hardcover, and he knows I don't like acquiring and picking up hardcovers, so he put it back, and he finally went with Set on You by Amy Lee. But oh my god, I wish he'd picked up either of the two that he didn't, so Death of a Bookseller or Love and Other Scams. I gave Love and Other Scams a 5-star when I did finally read it, and Death of a Bookseller is now getting so much hype on the book community that I wish I'd been one of the first people to read it. However, I haven't been, and I've now liked to read it. I don't actually know what this book is about though, but I'm assuming it's about a death of a bookseller. It basically says, would you kill for a good story? Roach, bookseller, loner and true crime fanatic, is not interested in making friends. She has all the company she needs in her serial killer books and murder podcast and her pet snail, Bleep. That is until Laura joins the bookshop, etc, etc, etc. And it's a thriller, murder mystery type book, and it sounds really, really good, and it's now in paperback, so I really, really want to get to it soon. If I go through all of these books in this much detail, I will get this video to be very, very long, and I would like to go through Waterstones for upcoming releases and maybe pre-order some books, so I'm kind of like book shopping but without taking any money out my bank account right now. So I'd love to do that with you guys as well, so I don't want this video to be too long. Next couple of books on my wish list are The People on Platform 5, which came out last year by Claire Pooley, and I've heard really, really good things about it, and I believe it's about lots of different people coming to the platform for lots of different reasons, and it's about our main character Ona, who sees the same group of people every day. One she always makes assumptions about, gives nicknames to, but never even talks to. Then one morning, smart but sexist Surbiton chokes on a grapevine in front of her. Suspiciously nice new Moulton, I'm assuming these are all the names he's made up, steps up to save his life, and this one event sparks a chain reaction. So it sounds really heartwarming and uplifting, and I really want to read it ASAP. The next one I have is One in a Million by Adaba Jagira. I've read all of her kind of YA romance contemporaries, and I just want to give this book a go. I haven't heard the most amazing things, but because I'm trying to get into a different genre this year and try and really diversify my genre reading, I thought, I love her writing style already, why not give a book written by the same author a chance just to see if I enjoy it, because I like her other books so much as well. The next one we have is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds-Reid, and this book has been on my wish list for ages now, and I just believe it's a YA book, and it's about our main character Ashley Bennett. Everything changes off one afternoon in April when 4 police officers are blamed for beating a black man named Rodney King half to death. Suddenly Ashley's not just one of the girls, she's one of the black kids, and it kind of follows that story from there. Sounds really, really interesting, and I definitely want to get to it soon. It's been on my TBR interested in list on Goodreads, on my wish list for so long. Hopefully I can get around to it soon, and it's only $5.59 on Amazon. Why are Amazon books so cheap? I've seen this next book going around BookTube, Bookstagram quite a lot recently, but I believe it's quite an old release. This is A Woman Is No Man by Eftan Rum, I want to say is how you pronounce the author's name, but I'm not too sure. I think maybe it's only just come back out on paperback, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. This one just sounds really, really good as well. More of like a literary fiction book. So once again, kind of really trying to diversify my genre choices. So this book basically says 3 generations of Palestinian American women living in Brooklyn are torn between individual desire and the strict mores of Arab culture in this heart-wrenching story of love, intrigue and courage. Oh my god, reading all these plots are really making me want to buy all these books. I really wish I could. The next book I have on my list is I Thought You Said This Would Work by Anne Garvin, and this has been on my, once again, my wish list, my interesting list for so long. This is once again more of a literary contemporary fiction book. A road trip can drive anyone over the edge, especially 2 former best friends. Widowed Samantha hasn't spoken to Holly in forever. It's for the best. Samantha prefers to avoid conflict. The blistering honest Holly craves it. What they still have in common puts them both back on speed dial. A mutual love for Katie, their best friend of 25 years, now hospitalised with cancer, needing one little errand from her old college roomies. It's simple. Travel cross country together, steal her Lawson's ex-husband's VW camper, find Kate's diabetic mountain dog at a Utah rescue, and drive him back home to Wisconsin. If it'll make Katie happy, no favour is too big, too daunting, or too illegal-ish. Even when it's a boho D-list celebrity hitches a ride and drives a road trip in fresh directions. Oh my god, this one sounds so good. Oh my god. Ah! Oh, I want to read all the books, but yeah, I'm filming a video about wanting to read books instead of trying to finish Ruthless Vows, which I also really want to do. Why are books so magical? That is the question. And then this book, once again, has been on my TBR, imaginary TBR, for so long. Hannah Khan's Carries On, but this book has been on my TBR for ages. I believe this is a YA book. Hannah Khan's family-run halal restaurant is on its last legs, so when a flashy competitor gets ready to open nearby, bringing their inevitable closure even closer, she turns to her anonymously hosted podcast and her lively, long-lasting relationship with one of her listeners for advice. Oh my god, that was really high pitched. But a hate motive attack on the neighbourhood complicates the situation further, as does Hannah's growing attraction to Aiden, I want to say is how I pronounce his name, the young owner of the rival business, who might not be a complete stranger after all. I can see where this is going. It's like a contemporary romance, not a YA. Oh my god, I want to read all these books. Just a few more because otherwise I'm going to be here forever. Love After Love. I've wanted to read for ages, ever since hearing about it on a booktube channel like years ago. I want to say in 2020. This is a multi-generational book, I believe. I'm really interested in that. These books, the next two books, are really high on my want to get soon because these are these two spin-off books from the Kiss of Deception series, just off frame there. This is one of my favourite fantasy YA series, and it comes as a set, and the books are stunning, and I don't know what this is about apart from it's like most likely a spin-off, I believe. I believe it's a spin-off. If not, I don't know why I've been holding on for so long to read them. There is no synopsis on Amazon, so I don't care. It's Mary Pearson. I believe it's in the same world as Kiss of Deception, which is one of my favourite fantasy trilogies. So very, very excited to get to that one, hopefully soon. Ascendant Kingdom is also on my wish list, as well as Una Out of Order. The downside to reading books sometimes is that synopses sound so incredible that sometimes the writing style doesn't really vibe with you and you wish the book was just written differently because that synopsis sounds so interesting to you. So those are kind of like all the worries I always have when picking up new books by new authors I haven't read from before, is the writing style, because the synopsis can sound so intriguing and so interesting and so right up your alley, but if the writing style doesn't really vibe with you, then those books can be an absolute flop even though you really want them to be amazing, which is the saddest part. Couple on my list is Dear Edward, which I believe, oh, it's a now new TV show with Apple TV. This is a kind of like plane accident book, I believe. This book has been on my wish list for so long. One morning, a flight takes off from New York to Los Angeles. There are 192 people on board. When the plane suddenly crashes, 12-year-old Edward Alder is the sole survivor. I'm really, really excited for this one, and it's now a TV show, so I should probably get around to it soon, so then me and Mark can watch a TV show. Then we have two of Celeste Ng's books. Never read a Celeste Ng before, but always really, really, really intrigued by them. Little Fires Everywhere, as well as Everything I Never Told You. Both of these books I've wanted to read for ages. Hopefully I can get them soon. A book that is actually on my 2024 priority TBR list is New From Here by Kelly Yang. I love Kelly Yang's Front Desk series. This is a kind of separate book, I believe standalone, middle grade, by the same author, and just because I love the author's writing style so much, I want to read New From Here, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get round to it in 2024 because it is on my priority TBR list, but I would like to read the paperback rather than like read the ebook or listen to the audiobook. A non-fiction book that is on my list is Period Power, because I just want to understand my cycle more, and I tried to read this book last year but I read the wrong one. There's another book out there called The Period Manifesto, which I did read accidentally. Still good, but not kind of what I was actually after, and I believe Period Power is the book that I'm actually after by Maisie Hill, so hopefully I can read that one soon. This one just basically follows lots of different kind of information about how to understand your period more, kind of, I believe, what kind of exercises to do in each part of your cycle, etc., and just kind of like really understand your body a bit better. So I really want to read that one soon. Probably I'd love to just get the audiobook of that and listen to it like gradually rather than get the paperback. The next one I have already read, so yay for me, and that is The Invisible Life of Anne LaRue. I just want to own a physical copy of this so I can reread it and tab it up, because that writing, V.E. Shaw's writing, is absolutely incredible. This was the first V.E. Shaw book for me because it was kind of like one of her few non-fantasy books. Maybe I should give her fantasy books a try now. If you think V.A. Schwab is an author for me in terms of fantasy, let me know in the comments down below where to start, because I don't know really where to start with her books, so let me know. I have a couple of others. All Downhill With You, I believe, is a gymnastics romance. Fingers crossed, otherwise I'm not sure why it's on my list. No, it's a theme park romance, which is perfectly fine, because I didn't really enjoy the Dreamland Billionaires series, which is obviously like a theme park-esque romance trilogy. The moment we met, it's all downhill. My job is to find happiness and smiles in Honeywood Fun Park, and Erin Marie Dawson is the frown our park didn't ask for. When our star roller coaster malfunctions with me on board, the malfunctioners air and lead engineer Emery vows to renovate the attraction. So instead of having a fun summer season as marketing manager for Honeywood, I'm now saddled with playing host, etc, etc. So yeah, just a cute kind of theme park romance. Maybe this one is more to my standard. Then we have a new Lucy Diamond book, An Almost Perfect Holiday. Sounds perfect for me. If you know, I love kind of like the adults going away, trying to figure out their life and just kind of upping their life. The holidays are here, and down in Cornwall, yeah, I'm sold. Lucy Diamond in Cornwall, tick, 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 tick for me. And then we have another non-fiction I really, really want. It's the Walt Disney World like coffee table book that's all about the 50th and the 50 years of the company and the theme parks and it being the most magical place on earth. And I don't really care what it's about because it's Disney World. And then we have the next couple of books in the series I spoke about by Kelly Yang at the front desk. We have the third book and the fourth book, Key Player and Room to Dream. So I really want to read the rest of that series this year and get it complete because I'm currently 2 books in. And then we have Ogla Dies Dreaming, which has been a book I've wanted to read for so long, as well as Before I Let Go. I kind of want to read this book, but I kind of was drawn into the hype and now no one's really talking about it. So I'm like, is it still worth the hype? But this is a adult romance about a second chance love. I believe one of our main characters' other partners died and they find someone else to kind of comfort them, I believe. I don't really know. Their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love has its limits. It couldn't save their marriage. Oh, okay, so they didn't die, they just broke up. But yeah, everyone says how amazing this book is, so I'd like to read it soon. Oh my god, my camera battery is dying. No! And then a series I absolutely love and I have actually read bar the last one is the Black Girls Must Die Exhausted trilogy, with Black Girls Must Die Exhausted as book number 1. Read it in 2021, loved it, gave it 4 stars. Read the second one, Black Girls Must Be Magic, which is the second book, all by Jane Allen, as audiobooks. Also loved it, gave it 4 stars, and I have yet to read the third one because I want all the paperbacks. And the third one is Black Girls Must Have It All. And I just want to read all of them and get all of them, but they're like £10 a piece, so I can't really justify spending £30 on 3 paperbacks. But one day I'll get them all and I'll reread them all and I'll tab them all up and I'll absolutely love them. And then we have Summer at Comfort Food Cafe by Debbie Johnson. I read the Christmas novella as part of this series a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it. So I said I'd go back and read the entire series. The first one being Summer at Comfort Food Cafe, and that title just is everything to me, and I don't really care what this book is about, but I kind of do. It kind of follows a big family and I'm just obsessed with those characters, so I'd like to finally delve into their full novel. And then the last review I have is Somebody's Daughter, which I believe is a memoir, which I'm always interested to read, by Ashley C. Ford. Another memoir, which is Maybe I Don't Belong Here, a memoir of race, identity, breakdown and recovery, by David Harewood. And then The Split by Laura Kay, 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Tunton, which I'm actually really intrigued to read his latest release, which comes out soon, which is like the last something. I'll put the cover on screen. The Simple Wild, which I really do want to read. And then finally another memoir, Black Boy Out of Time by Harry Zynad, I want to say is how I pronounce the name. So there's so many books on my wish list that I would like to get to ASAP, but I can't justify buying all of them, and I definitely can't pick which ones I want to buy over the other. Sorry if my camera angle's changed, I had to change my battery, but yes, the reason I haven't brought any of these books is because I don't know where to start with which ones to buy. Do I buy books I've already read so I can reread them and tab them up? Why is the lighting going all weird? Or do I buy books I haven't read before? Do I buy books outside my comfort zone so I can try new things? Or do I buy those contemporary romances that just sound so fun and cute? If you've read any of the books I've mentioned in today's video, let me know in the comments down below which ones I should kind of prioritise and read first and buy first. I'd love to know. I do quickly want to go through Waterstones review and do some pre-ordering for some books I'm really excited to get to this year, just so I know that they're going to come into my possession at some point this year. And plus it's like a little bit of book shopping without losing any money, because the money doesn't come out until the book has been released. So that is a good way to combat some kind of like book shopping urges that you don't have the funds or money for, but can do a little bit of little bit of book shopping magic. So let's go over to Waterstones and see which books I want to pre-order for 2024. So we're now on Waterstones' homepage, and I'm just going to go straight to the coming soon tab just because I want to see what books I maybe want to pre-order. And I didn't actually realise, or I must have just missed the memo, but there's a Christmassy novella for Caraval, which is the series I just finished by Stephanie Garber, called Spectacular. 100% want to pre-order this. It comes out in October, but it is £17, which is a lot of money to buy straight away. I know it's not coming out right now, but I feel like I'm going to forget that I've pre-ordered that, and it's quite a lot of money to like randomly come out of my bank account. I'm just going to add it to my basket for now and just see where we get up to once I finish going through all of the coming soon titles. Let's see what else they've got in there. The biggest new titles 2024. Ooh, I never read the book Cleopatra and Frankenstein, but I recently read the blurb and it sounded really, really good. But once again, this book is a hardback, and as we just discussed for ages, I'm not a massive hardback reader, but I have read the synopsis for this book and it sounds so good. It's about sisters, and you guys know me, I'm a sucker for female friendships, sister bonds, etc. in books. And this follows Blue Sisters tells a story of 3 exceptional and exceptionally different sisters as they return to their family home in New York from their respective lives in Paris, London and LA in the wake of the death of their beloved's 4th sister. As they're reunited whilst attempting to cope with this terrible loss, they must navigate addiction, grief and ambition and learn what it takes to fall in love with life again. It sounds so good. I'm going to add it to my basket, but I don't really want to pre-order the hardback. But I'm going to put it in there for now and just see what happens. I think it might just be a book that I add to my wish list instead and just kind of allow myself to remember that it's there and that I want to read it. Pops up. Nothing in that, which is good because those tend to be all the hardbacks. Biggest fiction's coming in 2024. I would love to be like a hardcore Emily Henry fan, but I'm not, so I'm not going to pre-order Funny Story just in case I don't like it, because I think it was very much a fluke that I enjoyed Happy Place. Biggest science fiction, fantasy and horror. I don't think there's going to be anything on here that I'd want to read, but let's just have a look. No. Where are like the paperbacks? The best non-fiction. Ooh, The reappearance of Rachel Price, which is the new Holly Jackson book. This is a standalone once again, I believe. When Belle's missing mother shows up just as a true crime documentary about her starts filming, unanswered questions threaten to bring sinister answers into this unput-downable thriller from the author of A Girl's Guide to Murder. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mum's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished and young Belle was the only witness. Rachel is gone, presumed dead. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal, but then Rachel Price reappears and life will never be normal again. Sounds really good. I think I will be pre-ordering this one. But once again, it's a hardback. Why can't hardbacks and paperbacks come out together? I will never not understand, because people can't always afford to read the hardback straight away. I'm going to put it in my basket and see what happens. What else is coming out that's kind of like categorised as YA this year that I'm going to be interested in? Yeah, I don't think anything else. So finally, let's go to the best paperbacks to pre-order. Paperbacks, yes please. I would love to pre-order Ali Hazelwood's Not in Love, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself, and I haven't read all of Ali Hazelwood's other books that have been released since Love Theoretically, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. No, nothing else there. Ooh. I think that might be it. Let me just scroll down here. Yes, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Tunton, who is the author of 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I do want to read, but once again, I'm not going to get the hardback. I didn't realise that the special edition I have of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is also coming out, like the same style is also coming out in the rest of the books, it assumes, because there's a pre-order for Good Girl Bad Blood in the same sort of style, which is going to be a hardback, kind of really stunning foil. But I think I'm just going to get the first one and not bother with the rest of them, because otherwise I'm just going to have loads of books that... Oh yeah, because then A Good as Dead is down there as well. Because then I'm going to have so many books that are just there to be pretty, which, yes, I would love, but me and Mark currently don't have that much unlimited space to play with, and this room that we're currently filming in may potentially become a baby's room at some point, and that means I'm gonna have to move my books and get rid of a lot of them and put a lot of them that I just love that look pretty up in the loft in boxes, so I have space for future things and people. So definitely not gonna just buy books this year just for the sake of them. Ooh, do I pre-order that one? Seven Summers by Paige Toon sounds really good, and I love Paige Toon. It's definitely a book that I want to pre-order because it's one of my favourite authors, and it comes out really soon. It comes out in March, and it comes out in paperback. We love UK women's chick lit authors that only release paperbacks. Yes, yes, yes. So this one says, 2 epic love stories, 1 impossible chance, a stunning new novel by Paige Toon. 6 summers ago, I'm already hooked. Liv and Flynn meet working at a bar in a rugged Cornish coastline. Give me Cornwall in books, yes please. Their future full of promise. When a night of passion ends in a devastating tragedy, they are bound together. But Finn's life in LA with his band and Liv's life in Cornwall with her family, so they make a promise. Finn's will to return every year, and if they are single, they will spend the summer together. This summer, Liv's cross paths with Tom, a mysterious new arrival in her hometown. As the wildflowers and the heather come into bloom, they find themselves falling for one another. But for the first time, Liv can imagine a world where her heart isn't broken every year. Now Liv must make the impossible... I'm getting goosebumps. Liv must make the impossible choice, but when she discovers a shocking reason that Tom has left home, she needs to trust her heart even more. This is definitely going to be a book I'm going to pre-order. Although I just have a feeling it's going to be out in Tesco as soon as it comes out for like £4.50. It's that really hard decision. Like, you want to support authors by pre-ordering their books because obviously it gives them hype and more kind of awareness for the book that it's actually popular before it's coming out. But also, like, not everyone's made of money, and I can't afford to buy books sometimes, like, from the get-go. So let's see what else. Oh, Happy Place by Amy Henry's coming out in paperback. Jacqueline Wilson has a new book coming out. The special edition of The Mime Order is coming out, as well as The Mask Falling and The Song Rising. Let's see what else is up. I don't think there's going to be anything else I'm not interested in to pre-order. I'm literally just kind of quickly scrolling. Wait, what? Nick and Charlie, Alice Oseman. Is that the novella? Yeah, short novella based on the beloved characters. So it's just got like a recover design. That's a very pretty cover, but the contents in it aren't great. Just as an FYI, I didn't enjoy that book. Is it going to take me to the top again? Why is it taking me to the top? Oh yeah, see, Radio Silence is getting Anna Oh no, I remember when this cover for Loveless was Canadian only. I absolutely love this cover, and it's the only standalone Alice Oseman novel, full-length novel that I've actually enjoyed. All the rest I haven't really loved, and I've only loved her Heartstopper graphic novel series. I don't need it. I literally just said about the Good Girl's Guide to Murder hardback collector's editions. I don't need, because I'm literally just getting them because they look pretty, and I don't have the space for that. So no matter how much I love this book, I think this cover is stunning. I'm not going to get it, but once again, it's going to scroll me to the top. Oh, no, it's not. Thank God for that. Okay. Yeah, she's redesigning all the covers, because there's I Was Born for This and Solitaire. Is there any more? Oh my God, they're bringing out a Taylor Swift version of those, like, empowerment women graphic novels for kids. That's cute. Is there any more that I want to have a look at? Oh, Lucy Foley has a new book coming out, The Midnight Feast. Interesting. I feel like I need to read her other books first. I did try and read The Guest List, but I believe I DNF'd it because I listened to it as an audiobook. I need to stop scrolling. I think I'm going to have found all the books I want. Powerful. I'm assuming that's the second book to Powerless. Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Bayron is coming out. Didn't realise she had another book coming out. Nothing Like the Movies. I think that's the second book in the Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I haven't read any books by her, and I feel like I'm missing out on something because everyone absolutely loves those books. Oh, Casey McQuiston has another book coming out, The Pairing. Didn't realise that. Here's me just telling you all the books that are coming out in 2024 if you want to pre-order them. Because I can't afford to pre-order all these, but I'm just shouting out some well-known authors and books that you might be interested in at this point in time. So you don't have to do the hard work, although it's fun. Heartbones, Colleen Hoover, Friendaholic by Elizabeth Day. I love Elizabeth Day, if you didn't know. I love her podcast. I love her How to Fail book, as well as her philosophy book. But I haven't read her Friendaholic. Yeah, it's coming out in paperback rather than hardback. Paperback for £11? I'd rather get the hardback. But it's basically about society's pressure on finding friendships as you're an adult, I believe. I think I'm going to have to come to a point where I just stop scrolling. Janice Hallett has a new book coming out called The Examiner, if you weren't aware. £19 for pre-ordering the hardback. When did books get so expensive? Everyone on the Train is a suspect. Benjamin Stevenson has another book coming out. Tessa Bailey has another book coming out called An Au Pair Affair. That sounds quite fun, but I find with Tessa Bailey, all her books are literally just trash in terms of like sex and smut, and no plot. So I tend to avoid her books. So just personally, a little bit too spicy for me. I have like a barrier, and Tessa Bailey kind of surpasses that barrier. I think this is going to be my last scroll, because otherwise I'm going to be here forever. Assassin to the Villain book 3 is coming out, if you weren't aware. If you're interested in that one. And so addictive to keep pressing the show more. Amari and the Night Brothers, book 3, maybe book 4 coming out. Oh my god, there's so many good books coming out this year. Swept Away by Beth O'Leary. I have personally discovered that Beth O'Leary isn't an author for me, but if you were interested, I'm sure you are aware that her book is coming out. Stop scrolling for more, Rachel. I can't see any more that I love, so I'm going to end this video here. So if you're in... Oh wait, I haven't actually pre-ordered any books yet. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I'm going to do it off camera, but I'm definitely... The 3 books I'm going to pre-order are Seven Summers by Paige Toon. I definitely feel like I want to support her and pre-order one of her books. I'm going to pre-order Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, and I'm going to pre-order The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. So those are 3 books I'm going to pre-order today, just to kind of deal with my cravings of wanting to buy books without actually being able to buy any books. So I really hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I do anything from reading vlogs, monthly TBRs, monthly wrap up, and books content that you can think of. I usually have it on this channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.